to brew some coffee today. I'm gonna let some people get in, talk about what we're doing, grab some coffee. We're gonna be here a little while. Oh, okay. We're gonna just start this because we're not editing anything. We're going right to it. V60 is superior. Oh, really? And you've had a Kalita before. You should know. All right, we're gonna get started. V60 versus Kalita today. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna brew 3 different coffees. I've already picked them out. We are gonna do and I said I wasn't gonna do this yesterday, but I'm actually super interested. We're gonna do the percent lighter that I roasted yesterday for the Ethiopia Gedeb, the 14.5%. So we've tried a 16.6, we've tried a 15.5. Now we're gonna try a 14.5. That's had a day to rest. It should be good. We are going to try the original Costa Rica at 14.3%. I think this one has some potential today. It's had 4 days to rest. That should be good to go. And we are going to try a brand new Timor at 13.8% weight loss. These two are new for the streams purposes anyway. I haven't tried them myself yet. 13.8% on the Timor should be very interesting. I believe that's the one where we have potential to taste apricot and canned pear, something like that. And the Gedeb has something sweet hidden inside of it that I really want to unlock. We got a bit of the nectarine, and we really want to taste more of whatever that pink bubblegum potential is. If we just get something a little sweeter, a little smoother, a less of a dark chocolate profile and more smooth, maybe milk chocolate profile that complements a sweeter overall profile, I'll be really happy. So Costa Rica, honey process. Timor, honey process. Ethiopia Gedeb, washed process. We will brew them both almost at the same time on the V60, and then on the Kalita. We'll do the V60 first, brew it, and then taste it. And then we'll do the Kalita, brew it, and taste it. And then we're done with that coffee, move on to the next coffee. Thanks for joining us, guys. Chill out for a second, grab your coffee. I'm going to go get my coffee grinding, and we'll get brewing. I'll be right back.
Want me to grab mugs?
Oh, I got them right here.
Oh.
You just got to reach over. So we're going to do Timor first. So if you want to set some filters on the brewers. Okay. So we're doing 25-gram brews today. And we are doing 208 degrees like we did before.
The Kalita Wave filters are bouncy.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And I will make the distinction on the Ode Gen 1 with the stock burrs on the V60. I'm doing 5 on the grind setting, and when I do Kalita grinding, I go down to 4. That's how I've always done it. That's kind of where my sweet spot for both of those is. Bringing that grind size down for Kalita helps bring out a little more sweetness. That's what I'm used to, and that's what I will do today. So we got 5. This is for the V60. That one, and I'm going to bring it down to 4 for the Kalita. Here's our grind for the V60. And just to have it ready, here's our grind for the Kalita, but we will do that after we're done with V60. Okay, starting with the V60, giving it about 40 grams of water to pre-wet the filter. Okay, bring this over the sink, put the water back on the heat for a second. And we'll get our V60 grinds in. To more honey process, 13.8%. So what I'm hoping for is a slightly sweeter profile. This was very cocoa heavy, so I suspect we'll still taste that cocoa. And I'm hoping to get some of that dried apple, canned pear thing going on. All right. Hoping that Mexico's good today. Kalita right now. I love the Kalita. All right. We've got 25 grams in the V60. Going to start our brew right now. Bloom with 50. Just give it a little agitation to start that bloom off. I'm going to put the heat back on for a second. Okay. Oop. Don't touch. All right. Missed about 10 seconds there to start that timer, so we'll give it a 30-second on this timer and then start this brew. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be here for a while, so hang out. Doing 6 total brews, so it should probably be about an hour, maybe over an hour. All right. Slow pour, concentric circles in and out. And I try to stop about 30% and then 60% and then the final. At those like 1/3 marks, I'll stop, do a little agitation, and then continue. That's the process I've enjoyed lately anyway. So if you guys got any questions, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Instagram, drop them in the comments. Love to have a discussion. Otherwise, we'll just be hanging out, tasting coffee. This Timor was pretty good. I'm not writing down in my logbook today. This is more or less comparing the brew methods. The secondary goal is tracking the progress of these coffees today. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of emphasis on exactly what's changed because 2 of these are brand new for me anyway, brand new roast profiles anyway. So it's not going to do me a whole lot of good. So we figured we'll have a little more fun with it. Brew against 2 different brew methods, and it should be fun. Okay. I'm going to use my other carafe here just to get water started on for the next brew. I should probably pull out my other scale so we can keep it moving. I don't need that.
tasting this one first?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just getting your
Yeah,
water
just getting the water ready. Yeah. All right. This is back here. Now. Set that aside for a second. Okay. Brew's got a nice auburn color to it. Smells good. I can smell it from here. Still got that chocolatey profile. In the aroma. All right. So we're not writing anything down today, a little more casual, but we'll still give you everything we can sense here. Yeah, brew's sweet. Smells sweet. Definitely a little less cocoa-y right off the bat.
It was like, yeah.
But it's
Very
still present.
Some sort of sweetness
Yeah.
that's bright and sweet right at the beginning.
Yeah, acidity seems to be a little higher, probably because it's lighter with a little more complexity.
And when did you roast this?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. So this is 1 day rest, which is fine for tasting, and then you want to taste again 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, whatever it is, to make sure you're documenting the progress of the roast profile. But for today's purposes, it tastes pretty good. I drink this. I do think it probably will open up a little more distinctly in the next 3-4 days. However, the cocoa profile is still there. There is just a little extra sweetness that isn't attributed to cocoa.
Yeah, it's like first half is this other sweetness, and in the second half I get more cocoa coming in.
Yeah, that's
and
kind of
taking
a
over.
lasting finish, yeah. And you know what?
What were the notes on this again?
Dried apricot and canned pear.
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
So when it cools down, I'm thinking we might be able to taste that a little more. If you don't know, hot coffee can be difficult to taste the differences in the actual taste notes. So let it cool down, give it a chance, try it again. It does smell great though.
I kind of get that combination of the sweetness is probably coming from the apricot, and then the pear stone fruit, that thing is kind of giving that a little slight dryness almost, to the sweetness.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly got like a stone fruit overall profile secondary to the cocoa, but it hits first with that like kind of drying nature.
It's really taking over, man. It's more upfront than the other roast was.
Sure. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm going to let that cool down again. Again, if you guys got any questions, leave them in the chat. We can talk. This is good. I think this will be actually really good in a few days.
Yeah, the apricot flavor I don't think I've had really before.
I've had it in one Ethiopian coffee where the apricot was so strong it just tasted like juice from an apricot.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit overwhelming for me. This is a little more subdued. I said, it's more along the lines of an overall stone fruit profile.
Right.
That was just totally fine to pair with the cocoa natured coffee. So this is good.
The cocoa, I think, would help. It helps balance out that strong, sweet brightness. So, yeah.
As it cools, you can kind of feel it wash over the sides of your tongue. This different taste that isn't like a heavy cocoa taste.
Yeah.
definitely in that stone fruit cocoa profile.
And
just the two.
I'm surprised how this roast varies from the other roast that you just had, which was very heavy cocoa. Like
Yeah.
it was cocoa.
Yeah.
And this bringing out the fruit, the sweetness. That's It's amazing that it can have that much variety in this coffee.
And we are talking about the difference between, I believe, 2.5% or so weight loss, which is a very big difference when you're talking about roast profiles. So I'm not super surprised to see it taste so different, but it is crazy just overall to think how different even the same coffee bean can taste. But I always liken it to wine or cooking steak. The same steak can taste very, very different depending on how you cook it.
Now, I don't think I'd go any lighter.
No,
because
I would not.
That'd be.
It would ride the underdeveloped.
Yeah. This is just right.
This is, It's really, there's almost something, not nutty, but like nutmeg, something underlying, under the cocoa. Like I just got this hint of something a little different. Almost like nutmeg.
Is it almost like, like we had one that was mandarin orange, I think, one time. The mandarin orange has that kind of spice with it as well.
Yeah, maybe spice.
Does it go with is it almost like spiced apricot or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of the type of apricot maybe is influencing.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but there is something sort of spiced underneath the cocoa, alongside the apricot can pear stone fruit thing. Something a little spiced is in there that was not there on the other two more.
Right.
Good though. Very good. Okay, I think we can move on, huh? We'll dump this, and I have my grounds ready. I have my coffee or my water hot, so we can get rolling right into the next one.
And what percentage did you say this was again?
13.8. Yeah, so about 2.5% lighter than
for
the
being
other.
a sweet and light coffee, which sometimes I don't prefer as much.
Right.
That was very well balanced.
Yeah, and for a honey process, I wasn't sure what to expect, like how fruity it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of honey processes can get pretty unpredictable. All right, so we got 40 grams to burn here. All right, that's good. Put this back on the heat. And now, if there's any extra sweetness, this Kalita with the finer grinds should pull it out. We'll see if we can taste that.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much sweeter can you get.
Right. Now I am doing 25 grams here, so this could be a little heavy for this brewer, but we'll try it. Okay. Looks like it'd be okay. All right. And just as we wait for that water to get right back up to temp, I am going to get the Costa Rica weighed out for the next one. So this is Timor, 13.8% again, honey process. Just the only difference between this and the last is that it's on the Kalita with a finer grind. This is down on 4 with the Gen 1. This is getting a little confusing. Gen 1 stock burrs setting 4 versus setting 5. Let's see. Does your Kalita almost always produce a more bold, standard tasting coffee? I feel like it just leaves a lot to be desired from the flavor profiles. Actually, I feel almost the opposite. Not necessarily more bold. In fact, I feel like it tends to produce a slightly lighter body, but usually more sweetness and complexity. Bold is almost one of those words that I feel doesn't really fit very well into how to describe coffee sometimes, like strong. So that can be difficult because you could be talking about certain flavor profiles versus body versus ratio almost. So I don't think so for me personally. All right. So again, we're blooming with 50 grams here. The only thing I don't like about the Kalita is the filter sometimes falls in crooked. And if you don't straighten it out perfectly, like it almost gets worse as it brews. Like one side will be lower.
The volcano
So you have to be very aware of how much you're brewing and how close you are to the top of the filters. Other than that, I love the Kalita. Okay. Giving it a 45-second bloom here. Okay. Now with the Kalita, I often have to be a little more careful, especially I usually do 15 to 20 grams in the Kalita. So it's a little bit more forgiving, I'd say, about technique. However, there's a couple different techniques I do use with the Kalita for two different purposes. I try to use osmotic flow if I have a coffee that's too tea-like and I can increase the body. Osmotic flow is an awesome technique to practice if you've got a tea-like coffee that you want to try differently. However, when you're trying to emulate sort of a V60 technique on the Kalita, I feel like it's a little more forgiving with a little more compact brewer. You don't have to be so careful about how you pour, just that you don't give it too much too fast. I can get sweetness from the V60 or Chemex. You definitely can, but no matter what I do in the Kalita, it basically just tastes like a gnarly brewed pot. Wow, that is not my experience. Actually, lately, I have been favoring the Kalita because I can almost always consistently get a sweeter brew out of the V60. And I'm sure there's definitely some things I should be doing with the V60 that could get it sweeter, but I've got it pretty locked in now how I like it. And I've got this system where if I want to try the same coffee but sweeter, I just go to the Kalita, and usually it works out for me. Only use bold for this because it literally is like, oh, okay. I get what you mean, but that's just not been my experience, and I'm not sure what to tell you on that. What's up, Will? Okay, hold on. You got your water, right? Go get your water. All right. Now with the Kalita, I also don't give it so much agitation like I do with the V60 because the pour itself is doing a lot of that agitation work. Make sure I'm scrolled up here. There we go. And we'll finish this brew with this pour here. So I don't do a whole lot of agitation on the Kalita. That might also explain some of the difference. But like I said, I think the pour does more work in the agitation than it does on the V60. That's just because they followed you. Yeah, maybe. But I've been using Kalita, since I bought it. It's almost been this slow, gradual thing that I've noticed. A couple times a week I'll use it. And lately I've been either even with other brew methods or more often brewing on the Kalita. I'm not sure why. And it could be because I'm just noticing this sweetness and complexity that I appreciate more these days anyway. All right. So I'm going to get 440 in this one boiling. Okay. that's going. Ooh. Okay, set that aside. We're ready to taste the next brew. Now, to me, I smell none of the same aroma, and I'm not sure why. The aroma off the V60 brew was so strong, so apparent, so present, that I'm surprised I'm not at least smelling the same, even if it's not quite as strong. Okay. You know what's interesting? I'm just really not smelling the same sweetness that I smelled in the V60 brew.
I feel like I'm smelling more sweetness.
Really?
The other one I didn't get too much.
Hold on. My nose is maybe working now. I feel okay. There's like a real chocolatey sweetness I'm smelling.
Yeah.
Now I can smell
Sometimes
it.
the steam is, I think, overtaking. Has to let that out first.
Maybe that's true. Now I can smell a chocolatey sweetness, but more chocolatey than anything else. I'm going to not say too much until it cools down, because I don't know how close we're going to be until it cools down.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'll let it cool down because that'll change it. But I'm tasting more apricot, more sweetness, and before it was like that 50 up front sweetness, 50 chocolate in the back. It's like, it might be all sweet, it might be all fruit. The cocoa is like it's gone away, and
you think
presence,
so?
Yeah. But we'll see. It'll cool down, but
I think you're right.
I wasn't expecting that.
Way more towards the fruit side.
I wasn't expecting that much of a drastic change. So let's
get your Kalita brew on. Go for it. All right.
The chocolate's there in the aftertaste.
That is nice.
You still get that. I'm actually getting it more now just after I drank it and it's lingering.
Yeah.
But
just to reiterate, guys, this is only a day from roast, so this has a ton of potential to get better. But this brew right here, like the stone fruit comes so forward, and it's no longer secondary to cocoa. Cocoa is secondary to stone fruit.
Yeah.
That's just what the Kalita did for this coffee, and you just saw us brew it on the V60, tasting a cocoa heavy profile with some not so subtleties of apricot and pear because they were there, but the cocoa is more subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also feels like a slightly lighter bodied brew. Do you feel the same?
Yeah.
The texture is almost siltier. Like there's some fineness to it, right?
Sleek.
Sleek. Okay. But the body, aside from texture, feels slightly lighter.
Yeah.
So this might be one
bit.
When it rounds out to these, 3, 4, 5 days after roast. This might be one where osmotic flow could help make it a better coffee in general. However, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I really prefer like the syrupy body. Like those ones are always my favorite. When it gets to tea, that's not my favorite. But
there's just
substance. This is good.
It feels well balanced
for being a lighter bodied coffee.
Yeah. The aroma's super nice. Like hint of cocoa, but like you get this sweetness that is so round.
The cocoa is holding it together in the back, allowing for all the sweetness to do its thing.
It's nice. I would prefer this one over the last, just in general. Which all I'm saying in this case is I am preferring to brew it in Kalita over the V60. Now, had I tried a finer grind on the V60, would that make the big difference we're seeing here? Maybe a lot of it. I'm not sure. However, I just have a preference to the Kalita right now. The smaller brew method for me, just when I'm brewing coffee for myself, is so perfect. I love a 15-gram brew on the Kalita. I cannot do a 15-gram brew consistently like I can on the Kalita with the V60. Maybe it's my technique. I'm sure if I practiced 15-gram brews all the time, I'd get better at it on the V60. But consistency, I was able to hit it more often. Just a great brew on the Kalita, and I'm seeing why right here. It's just sweeter. It's so rounded.
Yeah, it really allows you to bring out more sweetness in your coffee.
Yeah. And again, grind size has something to do with that. So take it for what it is. That's just how I've been brewing lately. Okay. It does smell nice. I'm going to give it a second, let it cool one more time before we get the next one started. So, again, I got these coffees from Sweet Maria. This was roasted yesterday. This is the Timor honey process. 13.8% weight loss on the Alio Bullet. We tried it on the V60. We like it. Cocoa heavy. And then it totally switched where the cocoa was prominent. And now the cocoa takes a backseat to the stone fruit nature. And I'm hoping, because I got a bunch more I'll sit on for a little while, that the stone fruit overall flavor profile distinctly comes down to apricot and pear. I would like to see those flavor profiles be much more identifiable.
Oh, I thought they were actually...
See, I only have one reference for apricot, and it was so identifiable
as this
identifiable as apricot.
My only one, it's definitely different than like an orange citrus. Like it's different than that. You know, it's so sweet.
Yeah,
and it's not. Sometimes just stone fruit can be
too general,
too plain, or it's like it's too dry, but not enough sweetness.
Yeah,
and this shows sweetness.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe, I just agree. It's a great coffee, and I think it will be greater in the next 3 or 4 days. I'm excited to try that again, and maybe we'll do another stream maybe next week or the end of this week and try it again. I'm not sure. If you guys like this type of stream, let me know in the comments. I'd love to do it again. I think we're going to continue it. It's fun. Okay, we're going to move on. Costa Rica coming up next. We got a Costa Rica honey process. This is the Costa Rica that we roasted for the previous stream. So this one we're going to be able to track how it's developed from the last time we streamed when we brewed it last time on the V60. We'll go right to brewing it on the V60 again, and we'll taste it exactly how I brewed it last time, see how it's developed. So give me just a moment. We'll get that set up. Okay, so this is our V60. Actually, I'm going to pour that into one of these.
Yeah, I'm surprised how diverse the Timor coffee was.
Yeah, for sure. This is why it's tough when people ask me, what do you brew with? Because, if it was like a year ago, I'd say, I use the Chemex, or, a year and a half ago, I use the AeroPress. Now, I have like 5 options, and it's less about like what do I prefer to brew with, and it's more about like what do I feel like brewing today? How do I feel like brewing the same coffee?
Or what are you seeking for your coffee?
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking for hot water. So we've got our grounds here for that. And we'll dump this. Okay. So we're burning 40 grams here. And I'll get the next grind started 2:25. Costa Rica. There's our Costa Rica for the Kalita. Set that aside for now. Okay. So I am going to open up the logbook just to look. I'm not going to write this one down, but we are going to. This was V60. Okay. Because this is one that I am actively tracking. Okay. All right. Blooming with 50 grams.
Send it.
All right. Ooh, that's hot. 45 seconds. Concentric circles going out to in and then back out and repeat. Good to see you, Mariah. Hope Florida's treating you well. I'm sure it is. It's looking very sunny and almost 50 here today, so that's cool. All right. Okay. Hold on, buddy. Gotta get my next water going. All right. So this is just about done at 2:30 here. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining us, having some fun brewing coffee. Just primary goal today is tasting the difference between the Kalita and the V60. And for this one, we are tracking the difference between how it tasted 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, versus today. And that will be a total, today will be a total of 4 days off roast for this Costa Rica. So this should be just about as good as it's ever gonna taste. All right, let's get it started. The logbook for the Costa Rica. Where were we at? 210. Did we do another one? Or was that the last time we did it? Looks like that's the last one. Okay. So I'm not going to write a new one. I'm just going to reference it. Costa Rica. Go. Oh, I think I left my cup over there. Okay. So Costa Rica. This is from the Los Santos region of Costa Rica. Honey process again. This is a 14.5% weight loss on the Hario bullet. Oh, let's see. Last time I tasted this was 210, so that would be 4 days ago. I think I also roasted it that day. We did this on the Did we do this on the V60, or was this the first one we did on the Kalita? 210, I think we did Kalita, didn't we? Or we might have. Wait. I think I tried them.
You might have, yeah.
Yeah,
but I think we did for the video. I thought we did.
We did V60, yeah. But on 210, was that when we streamed?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did the V60 last time. This one we felt brown sugar.
Yeah,
brown sugar and an apple tartness. So we're gonna see what's developed. Does the brown sugar come forward more, or has the apple profile come forward a little more? Not much going on in the aroma. Interesting. It's got that dried, not quite tart anymore. Maybe it will as it cools down, but there's like a dried wininess to it.
Yep.
Yeah, winey.
Yeah.
Which isn't super surprising for an apple profile. So a little winey. But I feel like I'm tasting not so much brown sugar.
Yeah, it's there. And in some ways, maybe that's good. I don't know. It's letting the other. It's blended in a little bit more to help.
Yeah.
Round out some stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's exactly how I wanted this one to develop. Let's let it cool down.
It really has become a apple brown sugar winey coffee.
It's almost cidery.
Yeah. Or that Colombia one that was very cherry-like, very winey cherry. This is like similar, but it's
tart
but it's
version of
apple,
that.
but it's apple brown sugar version of that. Yeah.
And that Colombia wasn't as dried or tart as this.
Right,
This is a little more. This is more like a cider and a little more winey than that. But I do agree it's similar along similar lines. Okay, let's try this again.
I'm interested to see if the Kalita Wave can add sweetness to this.
Yeah.
That would.
I think if this was sweeter,
this is very. It's good.
Yeah.
But if it could just add that little zip of sweetness to.
So we said the body was light, the acidity was average. Is that still kind of?
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, I would say the acidity is maybe slightly smoother than average.
Yeah.
No. So that's good.
Originally it was almost like it had some zip to it, some sour, like the apple was there, like boom, boom.
Right.
You know, it was like you could, and now everything's blended together.
Okay, but we did note that cocoa was like halfway up on the chart. Everything else was pretty subdued. Instead, this time I feel like there's a little more of whatever the apple is bringing to the table.
Yeah.
And a little less of the cocoa brown sugar.
Yeah, apple is taking over.
Yeah. Which I suppose if we frame it that way, this is going in the direction I wanted. It's just I didn't want less of the brown sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
You wanted that to stay
more of both. I
It's
wanted
tricky.
Yes. It is good.
Yeah, I can taste the brown sugar like it's behind the apple. You get the apple and then you get a little brown sugar like after sweetness, but I want more.
I think Kalita Osmotic Flow is like the secret sauce for this one because it'll increase body, and Kalita should increase sweetness and complexity. Doing all those things to this coffee, I think, is unlocking the key to this one here.
Yeah.
Is that how you say that? Unlocking the key unlocks. You don't unlock a key. The key to unlocking this coffee. Hey, there we go. All right. That's good. I'm gonna hold on to that cup, and I'm gonna get another cup. Do you want another cup to compare? Or no?
All right. Yeah.
Because we're gonna do it on the V60 anyway, or on the Kalita now. So I kind of want to directly taste the difference here. Now I'm gonna put this away. I don't need it anymore. Hold on. What's up, bud? You gonna do what? Oh, later. Okay. Hold on. Come here. What? Yeah, right. You getting crackers still? Are you watching Banjo? Can you dinosaur? You want some more snacks? Oh, hang on. All right, guys, I'll be right back. We're about to get the Kalita brew started with the Costa Rica here. All right.
Although, as this one has developed some more, I thought before it had a little bit too much dryness in a way from the brown sugar.
When we first tried this one?
Yeah.
So you think it's calmed down a little bit?
That's good. I feel like the apple's matured enough and it's not as dry. But again, it's missing that little bit of zip that was just made it more fun.
It's definitely got this like sort of sophisticated wininess that isn't so in your face.
It's like an apple cider. Like you like that little punch.
Yeah. Whoop. Sorry, guys. All right, we're gonna get this filter pre-wet, heated up. I got my water going. All right. 40 grams to burn. Oh, I don't need a timer for that. So you gotta like guide it in a little bit. These are the right size filters for this. It's just funny how it kind of falls into place. So you gotta level it out a little bit.
It's so scrunchy.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay. All right. If you're just joining us, we are doing comparative tasting, Hario V60 versus Kalita, using the Fellow Ode Gen 1 stock burrs, setting 5 for the V60, setting 4 for the Kalita. Typically finding the Kalita to pull out more sweetness, more complexity. This is how I like to use these brewers. I kind of brew with different things interchangeably depending on the day. So we're just comparing, having fun, nothing super sciencey here. All right, our filter is prepped. And this, again, is the Costa Rica honey process from the Los Santos region. This so far has been good. Originally on the V60 a few days ago, we got a real heavy brown sugar sweetness out of this that we really liked, with a real secondary apple tartness. And we just brewed it on the V60, finding the apple has come forward a little more. Brown sugar definitely took a back seat. And I was really hoping that those two would go forward together a little more, with brown sugar being prominent as well as a good apple tartness, but it became more like cider, more like wine, which is fine. A winey coffee is what it is. I want to see in the Kalita a little more sweetness and a little more brown sugar if we can get that.
Yep.
Okay. Blooming for 50. All right. If you're watching this after the fact, hopefully this has been useful for you. We're going to leave the stream up exactly as is, and I know it's probably going to go over an hour here, but I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys are having fun too. Okay. Brewing at 208 degrees, 1:16 ratio every single time. The only difference is the grind size and the brew method, obviously. Just a little agitation. All right. Again, hoping the Kalita can give us a different profile, whether that's sweeter, whether that's more complex, or both. Looking forward to seeing the difference regardless. All right. And if you're drinking coffee with me today, you should drop a comment below. Tell me what you're drinking. Did you roast it yourself? And if you didn't, who's the roaster and what do you got? I want to know. And what did you brew it with? Because I'm over here with the Kalita, the V60, the Chemex, the AeroPress, doing espressos. I don't got it all, but I got too much. Okay. So one thing with Kalita, I don't like to go much over 20 gram brews because it takes a little longer because you're filling that basket up quite a bit, and you don't want to go over the top of the basket and throw grinds into your brew. But it's not too much longer. About 3.5 minutes for this brew. That's not too bad. Okay. So that is just about done. That is done. Let's take it off. Okay. This is our fourth coffee so far. Feeling it yet?
Not yet.
No?
I'm actually doing pretty good.
Good. Okay. So again, Costa Rica, Los Santos honey process. 1:16 ratio, 208 degrees. This time on the Kalita. Aroma's very similar. I feel like I'm getting more brown sugar in the aroma.
Maybe something more. I can't tell. It didn't have, on the other one, it was not too much. This one, maybe just a little something. But
oh, there's definitely more of something. Like way more of something.
It's too hot right now, but yeah,
wow.
it's like a different coffee.
Interesting. Yeah, very different.
We'll see how it changes, but it might not be changing in the way that I exactly want, but there's gonna be there's more sweetness right away, so hopefully
Yeah.
settle down here and
I'm gonna taste the old one again because it's cooler. I'm gonna put a little more into it actually. Okay, so this is the V60 here. Yeah, almost like something is left to be desired. There's like the components are there, and you just want more of it.
right. It's
And I feel like
still good. I mean,
and I feel like we're getting more of it, more of all of it. It's okay, bud. Yeah, it's okay. What do you think?
there's more zip.
Mm-hmm. There's
I'm
more.
still
acidity.
trying to figure it out.
There's more acidity. The acidity seems higher. It seems a little brighter. It feels as though the ratio of coffee to water is higher, but it's not.
This doesn't taste as winey.
Yeah, agreed. This is difficult because there's only a couple of components. What we noted before, brown sugar, a little cocoa, apple tartness. And I'm not tasting the apple as distinctly as the V60 brew.
Right now,
I'm tasting the cocoa.
we're
heaviness.
taking away some of the apple to add back in some brown sugar like style sweetness.
Very interesting.
You know, it's a little tart. You know, it's nice. It's fun in that way.
Right.
I enjoy it.
It's not winey anymore.
But it's
nothing like cider anymore. Like that's totally different. That is very. That's very cidery tarty. This here is.
Has it changed to almost like a hot cider?
No. I'm not really like tasting a cider quality to it.
Okay.
Like brown sugar cocoa has come back, and apple took a back seat. It honestly kind of tastes like what I remember it tasting 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Which I think I prefer right now. I want an evolution on it. Like I want the apple to come forward, but I don't know how much more it can give.
Right. It's you can't get that perfect balance. You got to pick one or the other.
Right. I prefer this. I prefer higher acidity in the brown sugar cocoa aspect, and the fact that the apple is just kind of back there is fine with me.
It's there in its own way.
However, if we did this V60 in osmotic flow, increasing the body and perhaps increasing acidity, I would like to see what happens. It might taste more like this, honestly.
Has the body gotten lighter?
I wouldn't say so. I'd say it went the other way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me try that again. I would say it went the other way.
Oh,
yeah. The V60 brew is definitely more tart. Interesting. I expected it to go the other way around, as far as the differences in these brews with the brew methods.
No, the Kalita Wave version. I'm getting more sourness. So when you say tart, are you?
Tart is sourness and sourness. I feel that it's more sour and tart in the V60.
Oh,
you feel the other way?
I feel the other way. Like this is like sweet tart. It's.
Yeah, I don't feel that it got more sour or tart. That's just me. It definitely tastes more sour than the V60 to me, but that's just me. Anyway, I think I can.
There is a difference though in the brew method. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
So
clear difference. I'm pretty surprised actually. I thought this was going to be closer. I thought this was going to be a closer race between the brew methods.
Yeah.
This is clearly different. Again, proving why I've been leaning towards the Kalita. So far, we're 2 for 2 for me with preferring the Kalita brews.
I like them all.
I like them all. Yeah.
But if it really allows you to change your coffee profile if you want to.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna take this one. I'm gonna dump them both actually.
Yeah, that one I was not expecting as much of a difference.
Yeah.
Just because it already didn't have as much of I don't know, I just wasn't expecting brown sugar to change that much.
I wasn't expecting the brown sugar to subside, so much to the apple tartness.
Yep.
Same. Okay. So that's it for Costa Rica. We're going to move on to Ethiopia. This is the Gadeb Benko Gotiti Farm. 14.5% weight loss that I roasted yesterday. So it's had 24 hours to rest. And this is a percent lighter than the last time we tried it. And last time we tried it, didn't we compare the two? Or did we only try one? Because we have a 16.6 and a 15.5. Now we have a 14.5. Regardless,
It was a lot of coffee.
regardless, we're going a percent lighter. This could reveal a little more sugary sweetness.
This
We're
is the
gonna
pink
try
bubblegum one.
Yeah,
They say. Okay,
we'll see.
okay.
We'll see. I feel like this has a lot of room for me to play with.
The Kalita Wave, maybe we'll bring it out.
Maybe. Okay. So I'm gonna get those weighed out. Be right back, guys. What's up, buddy?
Outside.
We're not going outside right now. We're gonna go outside when we get Roar later. Okay? Maybe we'll play on the playground.
Playground.
Okay. We have, here's our V60 grounds right here. I'm gonna put that right there. And okay, so this is our final round of coffees. V60 first, and then we'll finish with the Kalita. Right, so we're looking for 40 grams to burn here. And there's our Kalita grounds there. Grounds in. All right, let's get started. Brewing up the Ethiopia Gadeb. This is a washed coffee too, by the way. 50-gram bloom. Giving a little agitation. And by the way, if you're wondering why we pre-wet the filter for pour-overs, this is something that I didn't do for the longest time because I just got so used to not doing it. Now I do it every time. Once you start getting down to the nitty-gritty of taste notes, like trying to decipher apple tartness versus pear versus apricot, something like the flavor introduced by the authentic flavor of the paper can get in the way. This is something that I started doing, and now I do it every single time. I use about 40 or 50 grams, sometimes more, I call it water to burn, how much water I use to warm up the carafe and pre-wet the filter to make sure that the taste does not get altered by the filter. Okay. Little agitation. Oh.
I'm feeling it now.
We're definitely going to try and have some lunch as soon as this stream is over, guys. All right. I'm going to go get the last of my 440 grams of water started. Okay. Almost finished there. It looks like about a 3-minute brew for this one. Okay.
All right, this is the strongest smelling coffee so far.
And that's what we found last time, right? When we brewed the lighter one?
Yeah, I mean, I can. It was.
Okay. All right. Yeah, for sure.
It's
sweet.
Very fruity,
Super
sweetness.
sweet.
That's
nectarine, dude. It's like, have you had a nectarine? It's
No,
been a long time.
I don't know.
It's been a long time. I have had nectarines. I grew up in Florida when I was a young kid, so I was around a lot of different citrus fruits. I've had nectarine, and this is calling back some memories. That's straight nectarine. Wow. The aroma is something very special here. For a washed coffee, this is a 2,200 meter above sea level, so high altitude. You expect it to be fruity. Sometimes, though, these washed coffees don't get to be as fruity as their honey process or natural process counterparts, but this washed.
I don't know if it's just because I want to believe, but I'm feeling the pink bubblegum something.
Well, let's try it.
But-
Let's try it. definitely hits with a little zip right off the bat, but could be part of the heat. I'm gonna let this one cool down before I make any decisive statements. However, I like it right away.
Yeah.
The aroma just brings in that like nectarine citrus smell, though. That's very nice.
What was there? Do you have the coffee log?
The log, yeah.
Or just
yeah, let's look at it. I mean, we can talk about the 14.5.
just something. I'm trying to remember
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what we.
Oh, we did the 15.5.
I remember the nectarine.
Oh, 15.5, yeah, because this is a 14.5. So we talked about it being bright in acidity, sweet in aroma. The body was thicker. We talked about it being, let's see, rose and jasmine floral properties.
Okay.
So let's kind of go over that. In the aroma, it's less floral and more like citrus sweet.
Yeah.
Like
And
I think I remember us talking before, correct me if I'm wrong, that the aroma was much more influenced by the floral properties last time. Maybe I'm
a
wrong.
mix.
Maybe a mix.
What does it say for cocoa, Tim?
Barely anything.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Okay, so it's the floral that I'm picking up as kind of that.
Yeah. And
Not cocoa, but it's. Did it say rose or
rose?
So that's
and
kind
jasmine.
of that's confusing me.
So rose and jasmine was present at the slightly higher roast level. So 15, what I would consider a very, very secure medium. This I would put mid-light on the bag very confidently. It's got a very nectarine taste to it. Like before, I had trouble confidently identifying nectarine. We were getting hints.
It was in the hint of
subtleties.
a citrus something.
The floral properties were a little more forward here. The floral took a back seat. The citrus properties are forward, and I'm detecting nectarine very strongly. However, there's that third little sugary property that is like popping its head up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty equal, like citrus or the nectarine, and then there's like the floral part. But yeah, there is that like little zip that you get, and you're like, what is that?
There's like a secret little flavor in there, and I don't want to call it pink bubblegum.
You keep chasing it, but
yeah, we're chasing this dream of pink bubblegum.
And I kind of get it. It's that powdered, like sugary mouthfeel texture, a little sweetness. When you put a fresh stick of gum on your tongue, it's that little zip there,
that instant hit of sugar,
and then it's gone,
and then it's gone.
So you got to put a new stick of gum on your tongue.
It's like juicy fruit. It's gone so fast. It's coffee, buddy. We're drinking coffee, not bubble gum. Oh, here, you want your dinosaur? Here you go. Go banjo. I would say, I think I'm pretty confident in saying, as far as what we've tried so far from this coffee, this is the best form. I like this. The nectarine is so identifiable to me. That's really what I was hoping was for at least that to be super identifiable.
Yes,
I felt like from the beginning that pink bubblegum was such a stretch I was never going to get there. And I feel like Sweet Maria's, it's like they want to advertise this coffee as being something so different, but it's just like this extra sugary factor. Maybe I'm not like experienced enough as a roaster to go, okay, we're going to get pink bubblegum this time. And I
think it's just such a strong word.
It is.
That you're like,
so
you
specific.
think that's going to be a defining part of the coffee, as like it's the major, like, oh, I'm just drinking bubblegum.
Yeah.
But
it's not.
But I accept it as it's like the little secret, like hidden zip thing that's in there.
It's an extra hit of sugariness that isn't from the nectarine. It's not in the floral
It's
properties.
not a brown sugar. It's
just coming through quick and gone. I like that about it.
Oh yeah, no, it's
and what's left over is this floral nectarine, really nice coffee. I cannot complain.
And for it being floral, it's not too dry, or it doesn't leave that grassy taste in your mouth.
Not at all. And I had a fear that we would be on the edge of underdeveloped, but we're not. I don't think we're even close, honestly. I think it could go another percent lighter, but I've used all of it, so I can't go a percent lighter. Okay, so we have our water.
But this one has been good throughout all the percentages that you've roasted.
Yeah, it's flexible. It's all about expectations, what you put on the bag.
What was the
16.6?
in that one? Yeah, you know, it was a little bit smoky, and that was nice. Even
Yeah, we called that one. What? Well, I didn't put the notes there, but it was definitely more along cocoa.
Yeah, cocoa. I almost wanted.
We put berry.
I wanted to say like it was like a dark chocolate raspberry.
Yeah.
Even though it might not be intended to be that way, but when it was roasted darker, that's just kind of what came out.
What happened? Yeah. And that tends to be what I find with some of these coffees that, if roasted lighter, they'd be super fruity. Roasting them darker ends up with like this dark chocolate, often raspberry profile. Okay. That away for the moment. Our final coffee of the day. So if you're just joining us, we've made 5 different brews so far, tasting differences between the Kalita Wave and the V60. And this is our final brew, Ethiopia Gedeb, the Banco Gotiti Farm. It's a washed coffee. It's very good. And this is my 3rd roast attempt at it. So we started last week with a 16.6 weight loss. That's a little darker than you'd normally go with most Ethiopias. Then I did a 15.5, which was a nice medium. It was very enjoyable. And this is a 14.5% weight loss that I think lives in a really nice space. The nectarine comes through. It's very, very enjoyable. Okay, let's get the bloom started on the Kalita. Got 25 grams in. We're going with a 50-gram bloom again. There we go.
So we'll see if is nectarine going to pull forward.
I don't know, honestly, because the last one went the other way for me. Brown sugar came forward with Costa Rica, where I thought apple might be more prominent. So maybe in this case the chocolatiness might come back. I'm not sure, honestly. Normally, I would brew with Kalita to pull out some of those higher sweetness qualities. So I would expect the nectarine to be a little more forward, and I would want that. So we'll see. Okay. Let's give it a shot here. We have 40 seconds. I'm going to give it another 5 seconds here. 41, 42, 43, 44. Here we go. This one looks to be a little gassy, so I might have to take it a little slow here. Okay. And if you're still with us, if you've been here from the beginning, appreciate you being here. We're going to probably do this again, maybe next week. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be making a coffee order for new coffee in the next week or two. So expect some new coffee probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Mostly because I've roasted all the coffee I have. But I've got plenty to go for the farmer's market for this Saturday. So if I have anything left, probably write on it for the following week, and then I'll have a new stock of coffee pretty soon. So we're at 215 grams here at the 2-minute mark. This is a little slower than I would like. Like I said, this coffee was a little gassy. All right. Brewing on the Kalita Wave. Ethiopia Gedeb, Banco Gotiti Farm. It's a washed coffee. 1:16 ratio, 208-degree water. Ground on the Fellow Ode Gen 1 stock burrs on setting 4. Now this coffee, if you're just joining us, is on the wilder side, as a lot of Ethiopias are. We just tasted it on the V60, pulling out strong hints of nectarine. Not even hints; it was pretty well observed, with a like sugary sweetness beyond nectarine, kind of underlying, and a good qualities of floral, rose and jasmine going on, not overtaking anything, but just there. It was very nice. So what I'm hoping for in the Kalita is a little more prominence with nectarine, really having the nectarine shine, and then we'll see what happens. I think we'll get that, but I'm happy to be surprised sometimes. This is a longer brew, so hopefully it's not bitter. We're gonna go on 4 minutes here. Okay. And this is our final brew of the day. Okay. All right, ready to go.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too, Dad.
Hold on. So I'm gonna smell it, and then I'm gonna taste the old one. And as this cools down, we'll compare. I'm almost smelling like a dark chocolate factor again. Go this way, bud.
Is the smell less prominent?
Yeah, less sweet.
Yeah.
Less sweet.
Before
less
it was like
extreme.
almost like there was a sweet gas that was just overflowing from the carafe.
Yeah. Oh, I said I was going to taste the old one. It's pretty good. I'm going to taste the old one.
Oh,
I'm going to put a little more in it. This was good cooled down. You want some more of the old one to try?
mine's going. No,
Okay.
I can't handle it.
The old one is very good. The V60 one. The Kalita here,
There's a change. It's still making its way, but
it tastes more floral.
hold that thought. The floralness has become more of the base flavor, and there's more. The nectarine is more of a zip now. It's less. Before it was like 50-50,
So the florals come forward.
Yeah, just as the
nectarine.
overall, and now you're getting it. There is a sweetness that's different. It's like bright, like that was not in the other one.
Hang on. Sometimes from like sip to sip, it changes,
Oh yeah, it's
right?
all right. We'll give it a few.
Yeah, I know. You
Give it
want to
30
give it
seconds.
time so you don't misjudge it too early. I feel like that sip brought forward more nectarine.
Yeah, that's right. A little less sugary.
I feel like this isn't the finest form we've had. I feel like the V60 was overall a more enjoyable coffee so far.
Yeah.
It might cool down and be better, The V60 one has this balanced nature to it.
Yeah, this one I'm.
And the Kalita version, I don't know. Actually, it's like getting better.
It's like developing while it's sitting here. I can't tell.
The nectarine seems to be coming through more with every sip as it cools down. And this isn't super surprising. Coffees that are fruitier in nature, your senses have a better time picking things up. Your taste buds can pick things up a little better as it cools down. This is why we say sometimes coffee tastes a little sweeter, a little brighter, a little more acidic, a little more complex as they cool down. This is that happening in real time.
Okay, take a sip. Give it a long mix in your mouth there. It's coming through more now.
Yeah. The nectarine's coming through a little more. However, that extra little sugary pop isn't happening anymore. For me, I'm not sure. It's not as like, there it is, then it's gone, there it is, then it's gone. Now it's
maybe more nectarine in a way.
Right.
The nectarine has more nectarine.
Yeah, it's riding more on nectarine, and whatever that third little secret ingredient is not happening.
Right.
That's a shame because I liked that, like you described, like placing a piece of gum on your tongue and then like that hit of whatever that sugary rush isn't really happening again. But the nectarine is still there. So like the sugary sweetness of citrus and nectarine is present, but that pink bubble gum, whatever that
mystery
is,
sugariness
isn't really happening.
Has been replaced by
more
nectarine, which
is not a problem.
No, I'm liking this actually.
Right.
This is like very tangy,
yeah,
nectarine juice in a way. Like
yeah. Also, floral, as we've cooled down, floral has come down.
Yeah, this is more nectarine now.
More nectarine,
which
less floral,
I like
less
that.
sugary, whatever. So, yeah, the nectarine has come through. This is one of those things where sometimes you just don't know until you try it. What I have found though, which has been consistent throughout my experience roasting, is we bring down the roast level. The lighter you go, the sweeter it gets. The brighter it gets, the more complex it gets most of the time. In this case, we are pounding down some of the floral qualities, some of the other qualities like chocolate. Like I don't even really like chocolate is not even a factor for me.
This is
it's like nectarine juice.
And yeah.
So we are pulling out one flavor here, which is nectarine, which is not a bad thing. I really like this for this coffee. I would love to get this coffee again in a natural process to taste the difference between this as washed versus this as natural, because I feel like whatever that mystery sugary substance is that's like trying to come through would be like explosive in a natural. This is nice though. I cannot complain. That's definitely more floral now. Like the
you could notice one. You're noticing more like that rose, like something
it's more floral. It's more balanced.
Yes.
The nectarine being more prominent, I think I now prefer. Whereas when it was hot, I couldn't tell.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both good. This one, the Kalita Wave, though, does what it is supposed to do.
Yeah.
It will change the coffee profile, add some sweetness.
Yeah. I think you got it. That is pretty much it for us today. I am going to sign off. We are probably going to be back either late this week or next week, depending how some of the coffees I've got sitting go. We are going to pick probably some different coffees to do next time. I want to thank you guys if you've been here the whole time or if you've been in and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you've been on Instagram, thank you so much for watching. If you commented, thank you. We'll see you again next time. And I got some other video ideas for the channel coming soon. So if you're on Instagram, hit the link in the bio. Go sub to the channel. Appreciate you guys. Till next time. See you later.